everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, I'm going to try and make this a quick one. I don't usually discuss personal things, but my mum's been rushed into hospital last night. She is in there now, so she's in safe hands. So I want to be basically, here for if the phone rings. So for today, I've decided I'm going to do a wreath, and I used a wire framing, what you'd probably put your deco mesh on. I placed in a bit of light foam, a bit light foam, and then I covered it with ribbon, in a grey ribbon. I did this a few weeks ago and then I just couldn't think what to do or what colour to do. So I did it, and it's that. And I went all the way around, placed on the foam, glued the foam onto the frame, and then went around with this just silk ribbon, not wire, because it's easier to manipulate round circular objects. And I did that. I placed on a hook with the ribbon as well, so it's the same on the back. And this is a 14-inch one. Now I've cut, it's not very straight, but I've cut a little bit of foam off of a block because I want to place this on here, and I'm going to cable tie that around there. I've placed wreath wrap on already, so I've done that. So that's what we're going to do for the wreath. I've done a bow because I want to do it in blues today. I've done a bow where I've picked just a plain one out with a few dots along the edging, and then one with hydrangeas on. So I've done that. I've done 4 loops of each colour, and then I've got slightly longer tail ends, which I may want to do the waterfall effect as well. So, and I placed 1 loop in the centre for our centre piece of the bow. So that's what we've got for our bow. Now I've got this for foliage. It is known on real flowers or real foliage as, there's several different names, but mother of thousands. So some people may know it's something different on the artificial side, but concerning real foliage, it is mother of thousands. There is a correct terminology for it, but some people know it as that. I've also got out I've cut off just a few strands off of the stem. Again, some of my blue foliage with the little hints of brown in them as well. I've cut off a few of those. If I can reach, oh my good gracious. I've also cut off a few bits, took out a few bits of grass. 7 stems I've took out of the bunch. I've also got, I've not used these yet, some eucalyptus cinerea, if I can get them open. So we've got those as well, just single. They are just single and come like that, in with a band around the bottom. And I've also taken out just a different tone of green, some of my Himalayan maidenhead fern, again just in the sage green, to give a different contrast with the other greens I have. I found these 2 pieces. I don't know whether I'm going to use them. I may, but just 2 pieces of ivy, what was on a vine, just dropped off, or out should I say, of one of my buckets. So I thought, oh, why not, let's place those in, one at the top, one at the bottom. So I'm going to use those. There's nothing I've tried looking if there's any more of those in there, but I couldn't find any. I've also got out my white mimosa. I've cut some down and also placed some on single picks as well, in case I just want to dot the few around. And then I've kept a few on longer stems also. And I've also I've cut these down. Some are oddments, but I've got these, some little berries. What they got look like a hint of blue on them, blue, green, and a bit of pink as well. I thought they would look probably pretty. And for our floral, I've got out, well, I cut out, should I say, I think I've cut a bit more than I need. Some cherry blossom in white, just to add, again, another bit of a pop to it. And in white as well, I don't know whether I'm going to use them. I've got the rest of the bunch here, but I've took out 5 stems of my beautiful favourite flower. They're ranunculus, so we may place those in as well. And then I got a hydrangea, but it had been used where I took single stems off. Well, pulled it off and placed them on single stems like so. And with them having the blue tones in, I thought they would look pretty as well. So we may use those. And I've got out some dusky blue hydrangeas instead of the other ones. So I thought, again, for a different tone of blue, that would look really, really pretty too. And finally, for our wispy bits, guys, I've got out some baby gerbras, but have different tones of blue on as well. And I thought, why not, guys? We've got to have these. We've got to have them in just for movement around the sides, so the floral spreads outwards. So that's what we've got. I haven't really got that much out than I usually do. But I'm going to bring the camera down and I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this. Well, again, it's not very, it's thinner this side than it is that side. But we're going to show how I fix this on. So, one moment. So let's just bring that down. I'm going to try and get it in so you can see the top as well. And obviously my cup of coffee to go with it. So right, I've got 2 cable, oh well, I've got 3, but I've got the long ones here. And I want to bring, because where I've finished with attaching the ribbon, I want to hide that. So I can glue that on at a later stage, this hook, but I'm not going to do it yet in case I may have to move the hook with the weight of the flowers. So I've just placed it there. But what I want to do, if I just turn it round the correct way as you're looking at it, is bring maybe this slightly up. I want it, the arrangement perhaps around here, but then going down there, because again, I may want to do the waterfall effect. So I need to either place my tail ends here or on here. I could central it and do it like that, but today I want to just slightly bring it up a little bit further. So I've got long cable ties. These are 12-inch long, and all I'm going to do is just place them under the wreath. I will tighten them once I've placed them both on in the correct position. So I'm going to place one up at the top and one just nearer the bottom of the foam. So then I'm going to pull a little bit harder. I don't mind if the cable tie is sticking in to the foam. I'm okay with that. And then I'm just going to snip the excess off. And that's all I'm going to do, guys. And then when I place my bow on, if I find where that's there, I'm wanting to place it here at the top. So then these may go just down here at the bottom, or I could bring them up here. I haven't a clue yet, but I want to place on this time my ribbon first. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to take the cable tie under so you don't see the square piece of it, like so, and cut that off as well. So then I can bring this tail end over and have one up, and then I've got a couple of the loops in the center, and then two. I've spread them a little bit, but not fully. Usually if I'm doing them like this, I will bring them like that, but I've not. I've just, when I placed it and I made it, all I did was this, and just do tiny little movements just to move them a little bit so they're not going down, because I don't want them to touch this. So I won't attach that yet until I know where I'd like it to go. So that is our lovely pretty bow with the hydrangea on placed on. So now we're going to start with our foliage. Let's go get the blue one, the bushy one first. As you can see, I've got, I think, 2 long ones I cut and 3 short. That's right, yes. And that's what I cut off the stem, because I was thinking if I were going to have, if I did it that way, one here, and then I could have one under the bow, going past the hook and one of the tail ends, and just popping through here where the tail end is. And that is what I was considering to do. So let's get those in. Let's do the one with the bow first. Oops, one's popped off. So let's glue that on. So again, just fluff it up a little bit. Oops, let me cut the angle. And I'm going to go right to the tip on the end, like so. Bend it slightly under so it goes under the ribbon, and let the loops sit on top of the leaf. Just so then it brings our loops in. They may come in. Oops, I've got a bit of glue string already. They may slightly come in a little, you know, like that, but I'm okay. I like it like that because it looks like it's growing within our foliage. So then we'll get the other one think I'm going to go through the side, through here. So let's just cut that. Let me take that bit off. So I'm going to just pop it through, and I'm going to go in and slide it at an angle like so. And I've gone to where the next leaf, this leaf is, and kept pushing till it went to that leaf. And then I will just manipulate that like so. So we've got, you know, the bushy, the longer ones at the top and the bottom. And with these, I'm going to bring the 3 out here. Oh, excuse me. So let's, and I'm going to place them in at an angle. I'm not going just in case it, you know, I don't want it to pop out through this side, so I'm sliding it in at an angle. And then I'm going to do the same around here. Just wipe off a bit of that glue that I've placed, what seeped out as I've placed it in. And I've got one here what's slightly longer, so I'm going to use that here so it joins with this here. So that will be placed like that. So we'll cut this one as well. And now I'm going to place this one going down at an angle, so I can have it, you know, just sitting and coming up like so. Isn't that pretty? Let's wipe that glue. Right, so we've got those in. Now I've got these 2 pieces. Oh, I could cut that one. Is that one the same? No. I could bring one down here. I could cut those. I may cut those, guys. Bring one in the centre, and then bring one up here of the ivy as well. So let's do that. So we'll place this one around in the centre. Now I'm going to take this leaf off of the bottom because it's slightly torn and it's not giving me really much stem to play with. Oh, I could place that up there. So I'm going to place this one just there. Where's that? Can I put that leaf on? Let's take that torn one off. And let's glue this one on the other one. There's a little prong spare. So let's just use it. If I could push it on. There we have it. And then this one, let's cut that prong off as well. I'm going to go, if I can see, let's just make sure. that's not going in because I've doubled up on the wreath wrap. And let's give it a helping hand. There we go. And just bring some of the blue leaf in with it. So we have it like that, if you can see at the bottom, and then also at the top and around this sides. Oh, coffee before it goes cold. It's virtually going cold. Right. Now let's see which one I'd rather place in first. Let's get the fern in. Let's just take the band off. Let's move those out of view. You know me, guys, I don't like to see things in the way. And I'm going to bring this one on the end as well. And I'm just going to lift it upwards so it's got that volume and it's, you know, you're able to see it. So that's like that. And again, I don't mind the loops of the bow coming inwards. Just to give them that different, and these are wired, so that different movement. And I'm just going to go around the side, going to the end here. I mean, I may not put all of them in, but we'll see. You know me, guys, I always say that. And then we'll lift that up, bring one under there, again lifting it for the movement. I'm gonna place that one there. I don't want to space it too far away. So that's our fern on the outer side. I do want to bring some under the bow on this side. So I'm going to cut the stem slightly more, well, much shorter, because I don't want it sticking out too far. So we'll just lift up the ribbon and we'll bring that under there like that. So we've got at least one coming there. You could, if you wish, bring another one going there. I may do that. I may do that. Let's give it a go. Because we need to fill in this side as well. I'm going to have that so that's leaning down. See, that was quite long. could bring that up there. So let's not cut the stem on this one because I need it for the length. I'm placing it up above. And I'm going to bring it, I wonder if I can bring it through the ribbon. Yes, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got one left, so let's use the 9th one. I don't want to, I could bring that one down at the bottom like I have with this one at the top. Let's cut the stems a little bit, and I'm going to place this through the end. You can still see the stem at the moment, but once we've got everything in, oops, that should be hidden. Right, now our eucalyptus scenario, we'll place that in. These are very, very thin stems, very thin. Let's take this band off. Oh, I can't. I don't know how many I'm going to place in, guys. I'll just take the band off. And I'm going to do a similar thing with these as well. I'm bringing these around the outer side. I will bring some of the foliage again on the inside. I do want to cut some of these short so they sit on the inside like this as well. And when I've placed the fern in, I wanted to put one on each end again. I didn't want the bow to just look empty around the end. I like to incorporate leaves into it or around it, you know, to give that impression that the bow is, you know, the floral and the foliage are growing out from the bow, so it's incorporating it and making it look as one. And I also place a few on the inner side as well, so everything's not just on the outer side. So I always say whatever you've got here, bring inwards, or what you've got at the top, bring at the bottom, or whatever you may place on the outside, bring on the inside. The only thing I didn't want on the inside is the blue leaves, because I've got the hydrangeas for that, where I want to bring those in instead. So let's, first of all, I'm going to place in some in here. And all I'm going to do with these, let's bend it straight, is bring one again near our bow. And they are push-ups as well, so you can make them as small as you like. And I'm going to go in a zigzag, so I've got one here, so I'm going to bring one here, and this is only on the top, not around the sides just yet. And then again, so place them in that zigzag position. That will help balance it out. Like so. I could bring another one there to make it then 5. And then bring this one on here. like that. So we've got it out, in, out, in, out. So you've got that zigzag position all done. So now the longer pieces I will bring on the outer side, and I'm going to go one here, and I'm bringing these in between these on the outer side. So the ones I have on the top have given me a guide to place these ones. So I'm going in between these two on the outside here and just placing those in. And this is going to fill it up. And then the ones on the top, I'm going to use my ferns as a guide, and I'm going to place one coming in between these on the outside. So I'll just keep that stem a little bit longer because the foam is much, you know, further down. So we've got that. There. And do the same down at the bottom. Use these two ferns to place this one down here. And now I've got these on the inner side. I want to place just one. So again, I'm going to make this one smaller because I don't want it sticking too far in the center. And I'm just going to bring it at the bottom in between the two ferns. So now I don't need any more of the eucalyptus. So we'll place that on the floor. Now I have got the grass, and again, mother of thousands. I may use this as just like a bit of filler foliage. So let me place that there. Let's have a look with the grass. Yes, I think that adds different, texture to what these are, and the fern, with it being spiky. So let's place one here, and that's around there. I can bring one up here at the top, so we'll keep that one long, the stem. I can just see. Like that. I'm going to bring this one at the bottom here. There, and then I want another one there. I'll cut that a little bit shorter. So that's there. Incorporate that within as well. And then, so that's 4. And then, of course, in the center. So we'll cut that one quite short as well. and bring this in the center, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Just with the foliage, guys. How wonderful. So I don't need those. Right, so now I've got the mimosa again. I may use that, may not. So I want to start placing in our floral. I took 5 out of these. You'll take the band off. And you'll now see that with bigger flower heads, they will cover much more of your foam up. I want to bring one up here. That one's on a pick for some reason, so we'll use that one. And we're going to bring this up. If I can hold it straight. I'm going to bring that one and cover that. Let's just, and I'm going to bring that one like so, if you can see it here, where it's just, you know, sitting within the loops of the bow, and so it's covering that piece or that area. Let me just fluff up that. I don't think I'm going to have a waterfall effect. I don't know. I may just let them hang loosely for that movement. I'm placing them under the wreath just so they don't get in my way, basically. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other one? I bought 5. Oh, it's here, 5. So that's 1 there. So because I've placed one up here, to balance it out, I want one down here as well. So I'm going to place 1 down there. And I'm going to let that one hang over slightly. And just slightly lift the head if you wish. You know, it's your choice. But at the moment, I'll leave it as it is until I see further. So I'm going to do the zigzag position. 1 in, 1 out. 1 out, 1 in, 1 out. And I'm going to place them like so. So we'll do that with these. I always have my snips the wrong way around. So here, I'll bring that out, and I'm not bringing it too far out because I don't want, like I have placed this on here. I've only placed that there because that's it's going in here, but I don't want it to, you know, come out here because I've got the baby gerbers for that. So then the next one will then come in here. So I've got 3 on the inner side and then 2 on the outer side, and that's what I'm basically aiming for. So the one on the inner side, I will cut the stem shorter. And I'm just going to sit that like that. And then this one will come slightly a little bit further out. I could bend that a little bit like that. And then just lift up the leaves of here and just place them there. So I've got those like that. I could lower that one slightly. Let's see if I do that. I've got to take this leaf off. So let's cut that a little bit more. Go over like that. So bring that slightly more down. So we've done that with those. Now I want the baby gerbils. Let's get those in. And I want these on the outer side. Again, for our movement, just to give it that little bit extra movement in the wind, as I say. So I'm going to go under again because I want to go to the have that, and I'm going to lift that up, bring that slightly in between the bows. Oops, a daisy. So bring that one around here. Just have some floral, as you can see, on the outer side, like that. Oops. And I'm going to move it around. Let's go. And here as well. I did pick out 7. Let's get that plastic off. And again, incorporate it down here as well. Oops. And that underneath there. I've got 2 left, so I can either bring, if I just lift it up, one in the centre here. There's not really one down here, or I could place them both here. I quite like the idea of having one in the centre, so let's place one in the centre. Again, bringing what's on the outside on the inside. I'll bring them both in the centre. So I've got one near the bow, so I'll bring the other one a bit further down. So I've done it like that. Isn't that pretty? Pretty colours. I like any colour. And again, with our tail ends, I can just let them go over. It doesn't really matter. Or I could just, you know, wherever, or I could bring one through like that. We'll see. I will be able to thread them. You know, sometimes I always say it doesn't mean you have to place your bow on first. You can do it, you know, after you've finished, depending on what you really want to do. Right, now let me have a look, because we do want white, and the white will make it pop. Now the ranunculus looks lovely. Let's have a look. I went a bit happy cutting these. I tend to go cut about 5 stems to 7 stems. I think, I don't know how many I've cut here. I went a bit happy. I think I may bring some of the white around on the outside and the ranunculus maybe on the inside. Yeah, and to do it in that order. So, have I got a longer one? So there's a longer one, so I can bring that down there. That one maybe here, unless I've got a longer one than that. Oh my goodness, guys, I went a bit bit too much, but bring that there. And I'm just placing them one around here somewhere. Oops, a daisy. And one there. So that's 6. And then placing 7 there. And then maybe 1 there or 2. I could do it actually, put 1 on either end. Actually, you can't see that end there. We'll see about the ones on the inner side. Right, so let's get these ones in. I don't want them showing too much and taking over the blue. So again, let's just keep it just slightly bent. So we've done that one there. Bring 1. Why isn't that one going in? Let's give it that a helping hand. Sometimes you'll find that they may not be going in because there's another stem in the way of it. Or in my case there may be another moss pin or a floral pin. Keep moving it around because my lazy Susan's had the longest holiday ever. grabbing my old puncher to cut them. I'll place that one in there. And that one there. So let's cut. And I'm going with these, placing these right at the bottom of the foam. And then the last one, just in see, that one's doing the same thing, it's not going in. Let's try it again. There we have it. Bring that one just under there and bring some of the foliage above it. Again, because I'd like those to be on the bottom. So that is the white cherry blossom in around the sides, as you can see on the bottom. So it's looking really quite full around the sides. So we don't need no more cherry blossom, I don't think, unless I've got a little piece here. I just bring, it's the ranunculus I want to try. We'll keep that out though. Let's get our ranunculus. See, they'd be pretty in there. So no, we don't need the cherry blossom now. So I'll save these oddments and use those for another project. I don't want this on here, I don't think, because it may hide it. I want to bring these in, and maybe the odd one here as well. So I should have really took more than 5 out. I've got them down on the floor. Right, I'm gonna, if I can, or is it stuck? Oh, I think it's stuck, guys. Take the rubber off. So I'm going to bring, do I bring one? I'm going to place them where I'd like them to be. That's it. Yeah. Let's do a triangular position here. Have those there. And do I place one here and then one there to make the triangle position here as well, and then one triangular position here. I may need 2 more, one to go here and one on the end here somewhere. We'll see. So let's, where's the one I've cut? I think I need to cut it a little bit more than that. Again, lift up your foliage. and I'm placing them to form that triangular position. Because we've got the white on the bottom, I'm bringing the white on the top, but I'm just using a different flower. Oh, I'll keep that there. I want to do the ones on the inside first. So they're the ones on the inside. So I want to place one here on the outer side, so I've got my triangle. Not quite on the outer side, but just, we'll say this is the inner, center, outer. So on here, on the center, around the center, that's where I'm wanting to place it. Wasn't any good, was it? I pulled it out. Oh, that's gone back in. So again, I haven't done this one too long, so I'm going to place that one around there. So I've got now, as you can see, my triangle position. So we've got these two I take into consideration. So for my third, to make the triangular position, I can either bring it up here, or should I say here, and then I use that one as the triangle position. So let's cut the bottom off. They do glue them at the bottom so the stem doesn't come out. So let me just place that one a little bit further under. Oops, I've just pulled it out, guys. Oh, typical me. If I just push that one in a little bit more. There we go. So let's just snip at the bottom here, because I need it longer, because the bow's there. If I place the bow in the center of the wreath, then I wouldn't need, I'd be doing the same as I did with that one, but because the bow is in the way of the foam, I have to place the stem. Oh, I've pulled it off. Let's glue it. I have to place the stem a bit, cut the stem a bit longer. There we go. Let's just glue that on and push that in a little bit more. So that's a bit. Just turn it a little bit. So we've got the triangular position here as well. So let's get rid of all of those. We've still got the things in the center too. The foam in the center. So for those, I'm wanting to add in some of our little hydrangeas as well. So what I'm going to do with these, I think actually I'm going to cut the stem extremely short on some of them, and I'm just going to go vertical. So I've not cut them to the point where they were going to go through the back. I've made sure I'm not going to cut, they're going to go through the back. So I'm just looking, again, doing a zigzag position. I'm going to place these slightly further in as a bit of depth, because I like to see depth as well, because you get that with natural, you know, plants outdoors. You see things at the bottom just starting to grow. So I'm doing the zigzag again, but I'm going in a little bit closer to each other. And one here. So that's 4. Let's have a look. Can we get one in there? Yeah, we'll get one in there. So I'll place one up here. Just slightly popping through. Just have a look. So as you can see now, it's started to fill in and hide your foam. So that's what we have at the bottom. That's what we have around the centre and the sides as well. And then that's what we have at the top with our bow up here. So I've got some more of these. I'm going to bring just one in the centre again. Just one. I'm not, you know, placing too many around the centre. It's just to balance it out with what is around or on it, on the wreath itself. And I'm going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4. So I'm going to bring one up here, one down here at the bottom, and then 2 in here. So again, the one at the top needs to be longer stem. So we're going to go in. I can just see the foam. I think that's it, is it? Yeah. So I've brought that just a little bit further down, not on the top with that. I'm bringing these down. I'm doing the same with this one, bringing it slightly down. Just bending it, bringing a bit of foliage over the top. So it's just down there. And then I'm bringing the other 2 around here. So basically where you see this triangle of the hydrangeas, I'm going to basically bring these, wait, and then you've got your centre triangle here. I'm going down through the centre, and I'm using this centre hydrangea, if you can see, this centre hydrangea, to place one either side down here on the outside. So then you've got, and then you've got the blue hydrangea, ranunculus hydrangea. So that's the, you know, I'm using that as a guide for where to position these so they're not too close. So they've been given some space. So we're going to cut that. So I'll follow that down, lift up some of our foliage. Again, just bring it slightly underneath. And do the same with this one. So it's, so you've got that then, like so. So it's either side of this hydrangea. And then, or you could use the grass and place one either side of the grass here. Excuse me. Right, we've got our berries. And they look pretty. Very delicate colour. They may not really be that seen. So let's get in our other foliage for now. But I still want to place in the berries. Again, they're very pale. You may not see them, but they're in there. And maybe if you spot them, it's a nice little touch. Right, where's the few that I cut? So they do come on a bunch like that. I have cut these down already in advance because they are very, very thin stems. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but they are extremely thin. It's just a piece of wire. That is all it is. And again, a piece of wire. Nothing more. It's not even got any coating over it. It's just the wire on its own. So because of that, I want to add these, and they do move. I'm not going to cut these off individually because you can, because they are push-ups, but I don't. I want to leave them like that. So then in the wind, the top part may move, you know. I just want to give them a little bit of a natural effect. So here I'm going to place like one there, slightly higher again than maybe something else that's in there. Again, I want a little bit of wispiness, you know, just like that, to add that in, or if you can see it better that way, just to add that in for that extra, you know, different colour. I do want to bring, I've got ones come off somewhere. I do want to bring some under the ranunculus as well, because the, you know, it'll set that off. And I don't think, if I'm being quite honest, we're going to need this mimosa. And if I do, it'll only be the odd one because we've got the berries. So let's get these in. Let me push it up a little bit, not too much, because I found this. I don't know where this has come from. I'm going to place that one on the stem as well. So let me just cut that stem. And I'm going to place it there. So you've got that green and white foliage in as well. So let's just move that little one up as well. Not too much. And this, I'm pushing it right down to the bottom so it covers our foam. Let's place in one just next to that. I'm going to push this one up. And I've placed that one next to that hydrangea, so I'm going to do the same with this. And it's slightly in. I've got a longer stem. I could bring some of these on the outside. I actually want to bring them down here as well. I may need to place a pick on them with them being quite short. I think actually let's place a pick on these two, because I want to bring these underneath the hydrangeas here. So I'm going to need 2 picks. What's the colours of the stems? Brown. Right. So I'm dipping this in my pick, placing it near to the last leaf. It's got brown stems on it, so I'm going to use brown floral tape. Just place that over the glue and then just go down. Let me just go down the pick, and then I go back up. Just, you don't have to go back up, but it's just something I do. I haven't got my glue gun on again, guys, so I place a bit of glue on the tape before I finish wrapping it around. That's just so the glue's more, you know, secure, doesn't come off. And that's one pick done. So let's grab the other one. Let's get that. Let's dip this in, pick in again. Place that up here. Get my floral tape. If you haven't got brown floral tape, it doesn't matter. Green's okay, you know. It doesn't mean to say that because I place brown on to match the colour of the stems that you must, you know. Green's fine. Green's gonna blend in with all your foliage that you've got. And I just place a little bit on there again. And then carry on wrapping it around. So that's 2 picks that I've done. So I'm going to place one under there. If I get and I'm just going to go, let's just hold it. A little bit more. So I've just placed that under the hydrangea there. Let's make sure it's not come out anyway. No, that's good. And then I'm going to do the same up above. Now again, I need it longer, the stem. So I'm just going to lift up the ribbon. And bring that. In as well. So we've got now those in. So I don't really need any more of that. So we've done with those. So we've got, what's the daisy? So now we've got our berries. I'm going to place one here. And I'm going to go vertical with this again because I want it to be stood upright. Like so. As you can see, I wanted it, it's here. I want vertical. So I've done one there. I'm going to place another. Ow, I've just stabbed myself with the wire. I'm going to do the same down below. can just turn it so I can see. Just place those there. So they're seen as well. And then I'm going to bring one here, so I've got the triangle position again. I keep taking into account, you know, triangular position. That will balance my arrangement. So I've done the same there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 left. So I definitely want one, maybe. I want these on the top. I'm not so bothered about having them around the side. Maybe if I place 2 around the side. But I do feel that I could do with one here or maybe under here. Just to add there. Let's have a look. I could place, if I placed in a bits of the mimosa, I can see a bit of the foam there. Just I'm going to place one. Let's just lift up that foam. One going there. And the outer. Do the same with this one. Just bring that there. I'm going to bring the other 2 down here around the side instead, because I feel there's something just slightly missing. So let's get those down here where I placed in the hydrangeas. But just further down either side of the grass. So we've now got that in. Let's have a look at, because I can see gap there. I want to see what the mimosa will do. Or let's have a look. I do have, oh my goodness, I nearly fell off the chair. I've got 2 pieces of this left. I could use the eucalyptus cinerea, push it right to the top, but just move the leaves around. I show you, I just go one that way, if I can open them, one that way, make it like a flower. Just, you know, twist it within each other. I can just, so you've got it like that, and then that will cover that little bit of gap. I do that as well on some things, because I don't want to get any salal out or anything to change what we've placed in. So to cover that, I will use that eucalyptus and do the same with this one. Again, make a flower, make it look pretty. Like so. And that's just where I can see the little gaps. So now those gaps have gone. So I'm not going to place in, I don't think, I keep saying I'm not. I may place the odd one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's place 7 in. And I'm just going to cut these short, and these are going on the top. So all I'm going to do with these is look for the foam and randomly place them in. Like that. You can have them sticking up or lower, slightly lower down. There's no correct, right or wrong way doing it. Let's get one. Here. The last one. There. So that is now our project for today complete, and I'm just going to allow that to hang over just like that. You can, if you're one of these and you prefer to thread your ribbon, then you can just go within like this and look for where you've placed things and just take your ribbon through it, weave it through like so. Lift up a bit of that, take that through and have it coming out from one side slightly like that. That will also help to cover some of your foam, and bring this as well. And we'll just, especially for your no beginners, I'll just show you. That one needs to go under because it's got things above it. So we'll bring that under. Take into consideration where it's sitting within the wreath. And you can bring that one through as well, right to the side. And bring that one out through there. And then just lift up some of your floral and foliage that you've placed in. So it covers and then just gives it that, like the bow is incorporated within your beautiful arrangements that you create. So that's what we've done for today, guys. I'm going to place it on the easel. Excuse me. I just fancied doing one in blue, but I wanted it in like a pastels, but in blue. Some people sometimes think that the pastels are always the pinks and the peaches, lilacs, very light lemons, you know, things like that. But your pastel blue is a beautiful colour. So let's just get this hung up like so. And I'll bring, oops a daisy, place that back. We don't need that now. Clear my messy workbench. Well, it's not that messy actually today. Oops, I keep standing on. Let's just shift. Right, where did they go? Oh, they went there. They went there, guys. The mimosa goes here next to me. Grass in here. And the rest of the flowers over here. And then I'm going to just turn it up and show you how beautiful blues can be. Why have I dropped? You know, even blues sitting on your door, they'd look lovely. These blues on a grey door, that would be pretty. That would be really, really pretty. Right. So let's just stand back a little so we can get it all in. I hope that's all in, guys. So let's just go around. Placing. Oh my good gracious me, that was a bit loud. Oh, I've got to get something to stop these falling out. Well, I hope you like that, guys, and I hope you find that it's a beautiful colour. It's actually, people think blues are quite a cold colour, but they can be quite a calming colour. And, you know, I think that it's a wonderful colour. Well, I think any colour is wonderful. And, you know, just by using a few dusky blues and mixing them with a few light, sort of like aqua colour, turquoise, that sort of thing. And also, you know, baby blue, mixing them with that, the dusky blue, and then also this as well. See, that's a dusky blue. When I purchased this, that was classed as a dusky blue. So the different tones in dusky blues. You could place peonies if you've not got hydrangeas like this. You could buy peonies in dusky blues or greys. You could add greys to it. I was looking at greys because I've got grey roses. And I was thinking, do I add them? And I thought, no, I want to stick with blues. So I'm going to go with what's on the ribbon, with the hydrangea on the ribbon. So yeah, it's a pretty colour, a really pretty colour, and I do think it's really nice. And again, adding your bow either at the top, you know, not right in the middle at the top, just slightly off centre at the top, and then threading your tail ends through, or just having them hanging over. You know, you could place in ranunculus for things like that, or baby chrysanthemums, or baby carnations, or even little baby rosebuds or rose heads, you know, anything like that as well. And if you don't want to place in berries, you could place in seed heads. And also, you know, there's grasses. If you haven't got no fern, or what could you could use things like ficus, you know, anything along those lines, ruscus, you know, something what's got an open leaf instead of just one solid leaf. And again, there's cherry blossom. If you've not got that, use daisies, you know. Or what else? I've got lots here. you know, you could use, oh gosh, anything. I don't know where to look. You know, even if you wanted to place in just a few bigger daisies on the outer side, or again, you could place in things like, if you haven't got anything like that, something like lavender or a bit of wild daisy, if you've got wild daisy on hand, you know, or gypsophilia you could add in as well, in and around, if you haven't got the berries, a bit of gypsophilia, anything, guys. The world is your oyster. So yeah, and just by adding pale green foliage, I haven't gone too dark with the foliage because I did want to keep it in a pastel colour. So, and with a sage green leaf as well, you know, that makes it look better than having a dark green, you know, or too much of a limey green. I've gone for the sage green as a calming colour as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And I hope that, you know, if you've got something along those lines, and I've given you a few ideas what to use, just use a few of those sort of florals and things. And if you don't want a bow in, you don't really need to place a bow in, guys. It's entirely your decision. And if you want to give it a go with the wreath base as well, just put a bit of foam around the ring and just glue it onto the ring, and then just wrap it in silk ribbon. I find silk is better, that's my personal choice, as you can manipulate it better as you're going round a circular object. So again, I hope that you give it a go. Please subscribe, share and like, guys, to the world, to everybody who you know. Again, I don't really share my personal business, but you know, I've got to keep an eye out on the phone about my mum, so with her being rushed into hospital. So but there's nothing I could do. I know some people will say, well, you don't need to do a video, but the hospital said there's nothing I can do, it's just waiting. So I thought, I can't sit there, you know, tapping my fingers. So it's a case of let me keep my mind occupied. So she'll be all right. She's a fighter, my mum. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Take care. All the best. And I will see you tomorrow. God bless. Keep your comments coming, guys. I love you all. And have a great day and a great relaxing evening. And keep crafting. So, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's just have a quick close-up. Oh, I can see a long glue string hanging, guys. That'll bug me. So, let me grab it before I show you that area. Right, so again, there's your wonderful bow. It's beautiful quality with the hydrangea on it, and with me placing the hydrangea right next to that pattern of or print of the flower. And then you've got your lovely baby gerbras. You've got some of your hydrangea that I broke up into pieces, and a bit there as well. And you've got your ranunculus, your wonderful maidenhair fern, and the blue foliage. I don't know what it's called, guys. It just said foliage. Well, to be quite honest, it says stimulated foliage. I don't know what that means. I really don't. And then you've got your mother of thousands here. Then your mimosa, the furry mimosa, and some eucalyptus cinerea. Again, there's your lovely ranunculus. And the berries, aren't they a wonderful colour? Bit of like a dusky colour with a bit of pink in. And then you've got your cherry blossoms along the side here as well. So, oh, and your grass. Can't forget the grass, can we? So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Oh, and a closer look. There's the ribbon that I placed on in silk, which made it look, you know, quite nice actually. With it being that light grey, it seems to go lovely with the arrangement. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with my phone. It can't zoom in for a... There we go. There we go. So there we have it. So I hope that that helps, and I hope that you're going to give something like that a go. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.